in a buyer's and a seller's market,
Yeah.
the poker chips go back and forth across the table.
Yeah.
In a seller's market, if you had a listing, you had all the aces.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, if you have a buyer, you have all the aces.
I think that you have like, so you're saying you have 4 of a kind. Like if I'm doing that, I'm saying you've got trips and like it's more of. I think it's more of an equal playing field right now. And the reason why I say that is because listings, at least in the DFW area, if you're priced right and it's not a shithole, they will sell. And I do think if you have an agent that's doing what they're supposed to be doing, there was a lot of agents in 2020, 2021 that they got the listing and they didn't have to work anymore, which kudos to them, but they stopped answering their phones. They stopped replying to emails. They stopped replying to text messages because the house was sold as soon as they put it on the MLS.
Yes.
And it's not going to be that way.
It's not that way.
Right now. And so you have to market the home. You have to put your name out there. But what happens is if you have the listing, that allows you to, and you can do it other ways, but that allows you to send the just listed postcards, that allows you to have the open houses, which then generate buyers, and then will get you your buyers. And so you have a seller, and if you're doing it correctly, hopefully a seller then leads into a buyer.
I see what you're saying now. I see that you can use a listing to generate buyer leads.
Yes.
I understand that now. Okay. But that's the only positive of having a listing out. If I had a buyer, 800 credit score, pre-approval, ready to rock and roll, they are up against a rate increase next month. They have to get on a home. They will be buying down a rate if they don't get on a home.
Right.
They are up against a wall like you ain't never had them up against in their life when it comes to that rate gun against their head. Okay. But the seller, I mean, that rate increase going to mess them up too, because it's going to knock that many more buyers out of the marketplace.
And I do agree with that.
And so you can be out there just being a bully with a buyer, because we getting bullied with buyers.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, we reset the market. We have reset the market in Bastrop, Texas. 480 neighborhood. Old Braxton here gets us a banger. It was a little ugly. We had to go down there and clean it up.
They are, right? I mean,
yeah,
all of them.
$200,000. So I got us a banger. We were like, woo, woo, woo.
So in a 480 market.
Bought it for $200.
Bought it for $200. Yeah.
Looking at it like, man.
Yeah.
It got a showing a day.
Yeah.
It was getting showings. We listed for $375. It was showing. No offers. We started submitting our reverse offers, where even though we got the listing, as soon as they look at it, we send them an offer.
Yeah, so you turn yourself into a buyer.
Yeah, we're submitting. We're making them play the game. We're selling that thing for $260.
Right.
$260. Now people are like, "Oh man, you're making $60,000." That's not how math works. That's not how math works. We might walk with 30. Won't matter though. We're gonna get paid. We're gonna get, Christmas is now. You know what I mean? That deal closes. Christmas is handled.
Yeah.
But that's the reality of it. Like that's going to tank that neighborhood. That neighborhood is going to go from a 480 neighborhood to a 260 neighborhood as soon as that deal closes.
Right. But you were the seller.
I was the seller.
So you made that happen.
Yeah, I tanked the market.
Well, but like they might,
because
it could be a one-off and things like that. If there are others that are
the buyer,
really selling it
the buyer's getting a hell of a deal.
Yeah.
So it's either one of two things: the buyer, we reset the market and it's now a 260 market, or the buyer just picked up $200,000 in equity.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Either way, we blew a deal up. We have a house that we bought for $185. We got a $230 or $225 offer on it. Could have got away from it, and it would have been over and done with. Would have tanked that market. That's a $300,000 neighborhood.
Right.
Right. Would have tanked that market too, as well.
Are you saying that that's going to be happening more and more and more and more, and so like that's why it's going to be super tough to be the seller?
Well, no, the sellers don't get to set anything.
I'm not saying
the buyer is dictating to us the price. We are the motivated seller in this situation, because we are looking. Our peak purchases, we're looking to reset. We're looking to bring our dollar cost average down. So if we can get away from them making one red penny, we will take that offer versus renting it out and waiting it out. Right. So if they make an offer that we will make a dime on, we will take it. Knowing that those sellers are in the marketplace right now. As a seller, if that happens to you, I mean, how many times has it got to happen in a neighborhood right now for an appraiser to only pick that property?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the buyers, they're out there making gut shots. They're just, we got a $90,000 offer on a 185 listing. I was like, that's my guy.
I love that offer.
I love that
Yeah.
offer. I want to make friends with him. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, he's a cool homie. Like,
Right.
thank you for that today. So no, I just think if you have buyers, if you can create buyers in a market where there's no other buyers, you can go equity shopping, vitamin E shopping. You can keep your mojo running. But you have to become a salesperson.
Yeah. Whose perspective are we talking about here, by the way? Are we talking about from the buyer's perspective? Or are we talking about from the realtor's perspective? Or are we talking about from the investor's perspective?
All the above.
The reason why I'm trying to differentiate is because if it's from the buyer's perspective, right, like a retail buyer,
Yeah.
let's go get it, and but ultimately I'm talking about from the retail side of things, and especially a retail agent, which is what I am, is I still think that the listing side, and this is more so like advice to myself, advice to people out there, and it's not that I disagree with the buyers, because the buyers will bring you absolute money right now, and they will get good deals, and they will have equity going into it. You might or might not have to wait a little bit before you sell it, depending on what happens, how many times a Corey Thompson resets the market. But you can do 5 buyers in a month, but you're run absolutely ragged.
Oh no,
but
I'm not
you
talking
could
about that.
have
I'm not
20 listings.
20
and so like you can still do more.
20 listings. You can have 20 listings
Obviously,
and operate those, because especially now where there's almost no showings.
Right. Yeah.
Like, it's like
you don't have, nobody's calling you.
Nobody's
so you don't-
calling you. I mean, there's nothing going on. To hell with it. Get 20 listings.
Yeah.
But if you got a buyer, here's the difference between the way I see real estate agenting and most real estate agents see real estate. I'm not going to drive you to 22 houses.
Right.
I'm going to get your parameters. I'm going to sell you a fucking house, bro.
Right.
We're going in. Here's how. If I'm the agent, if Braxton, you want to buy a house? Mm-hmm. All right. Here's what we're going to do, Braxton. What do you want? You want what size?
3-2.
What's your budget?
200,000 or below.
Great. Here's what we're going to do, Braxton. I'm going to go into the 350 neighborhood of 3.2s. You want a pool? You want anything extra?
No, just the house.
All right, cool. We're going to go in here and we're going to submit offers all day for 200 in a 350 neighborhood. We're just going to bang them down. And the first person to come close is what we're going to do. And then we're going to stair step down to 325. We're going to go down to fucking 285. We're going to find that value, right? And as soon as we get somebody on the ropes at your budget, then we're going to go look at the house and see if it works. Does that work for you?
That does.
If you have the buyer that is only looking at the output, the money that they're putting out,
That's the buyer I'm looking for.
and if you prospect for those buyers,
What
it's
school?
like,
You got
hey,
school district you want to be in?
I don't care.
Well, then,
but I
yeah,
can search
that's-
about it. But if you did have a school district, I can
Okay.
still do it.
for sure. But what I'm getting at is when I'm working with retail buyers, and I 1,000% get the point that you're making. If it is, and there was a realtor that a client was telling, or not a client, but somebody I was talking to was telling me that this is how their realtor was. Hey, I'm showing you 10 houses, and you're gonna kind of do the TV show thing where you like 3 of them. We pick between those 3, and you submit one offer. And if you don't want any of those 10 houses, we go out 3 times. I'll show you a house 3 times, and if you don't pick a house, hey, I'm gonna shake your hand, but I'm moving on.
Well, I wouldn't even do it that way. I would have my buyers' expectations set from day one. Braxton, we're going equity shopping.
Yeah, so you're just submitting
We're
offers.
going equity shopping. The biggest mistake you're going to make in this housing market is not getting equity on the buy. We're going to get you equity on the buy.
Yeah.
Does that work for you?
Does.
What if it doesn't work for you?
I'm not buying a house then.
Yeah, then it don't work for me. I'm not taking you as a buyer.
Yeah.
But I do. I'm a broker, so I got this guy that'll drive you around all fucking day. Get with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's how I'm shifting. I'm going through that, right?
Yeah.
I'm educating my buyer on what the game is. The game today isn't buy your dream home. The game today is get vitamin E, get equity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I would love for you to tell my wife that.
She want to buy a house?
No, she's not wanting to buy a house right now. But I'm saying whenever we're looking at houses, it is not, oh, I want equity. Which is the way I'm looking at it, right? Like, I want to buy a house that's not perfect, that I can come in there and we can do some stuff.
It can be perfect.
I get what you're saying, right? Now it can, but
No, it can be perfect. That's what I'm. Look, we are the buyers. We get to ask for perfection at the price that we want. We are in a buyer's market
right now. You can, yes,
that's right.
But what I'm saying is that a lot of people don't care about the equity.
Yeah,
as crazy as that sounds.
Because real estate agents, what is a real estate agent, Braxton?
They're a licensed real estate professional.
That's right, but they're not educating their buyers on what the game is today.
Yeah.
The game ain't forever home. The game is a $200,000 lick. Let's go smack one.
Love that idea.
Let's knock one in the head.
Well, because think about it.